What's happening, humans? It's another good day for GTA. So today is Thursday, that means update day, that means we've had a new car added to the game. So it's time to keep up the weekly tradition and run through the full car-to-car merge and doing it on the new car. And for any of you guys that have been trading and may have received a modded terabyte through gift cards to friends, I've also got a short tutorial uploading on just how to simply transfer the modifications from the one that you've received onto your actual terabyte, the one that you can go inside and use on your terabyte missions. And then you can of course just delete a modded one if you want to, the one you received, to free up some garage space. And this simple trick will work with all the other nightclub vehicles if you receive modded versions of those too. But now, car-to-car merge. Okay guys, so we need to start with our Faggio motorcycle, and we want to take this one into the workshop by hitting right on the D-pad. I like to do the next section using snacks, but it can be done with scuba tanks or parachutes if you've set up your outfits already to do so. I honestly find snacks easier. So go into your inventory, highlight the snacks, and E-Cola and piss waters are probably, or piss wasser, excuse me, are probably the best things to use. E-Colas are actually probably slightly more reliable. If the bottle lies sideways, then the motorbike will just sort of go over the top of it. So as you can see, I'm just going to drink a couple of E-Colas, and I'm going to drop them just sort of in line with the back wheel here, just to make sure that we've definitely got something in the right place, which is going to help us do this next bit. Now, if you're using one of the snacks like P's and Q's and holding down the A button on it, or just simply choosing to smoke a cigarette, you can then start walking into this bike from the rear. If you're running out of snacks, or if you prefer, you can just use your quick action by pressing both sticks down together, and that will also allow you to walk into it and push it. Now you need to keep pushing it until it's lifted up over the cans that we dropped on the floor and to the other side. And then when you push it back, it should hit one of those cans which are now sort of locked on the floor like so, and that will make the bike fall over quite easily. Now to walk this one over, I find that going into one of the further away camera views is actually a little bit easier. It just seems to make the controls a little bit slower and less twitchy. So get it pushed over as I am now, and you need to be aiming for pretty much central in the doorway here. That's just to make sure that when we bring the first car in, it hits this bike good and square on and gives it a little shove into the workshop. Okay, so just push it up to the line like I did, then you can correct it, just press Y to get on it. And as you can see, we had the left and right D-pad option there. What we're looking for is just the right D-pad option only. So just to fine-tune the position, I'm just going to perform my quick action, and I'm just going to walk into this bike. In fact, you don't even need the quick action, you can actually just walk into it. And as you can see, I've just pushed it clear of the line, and there we just get the right D-pad option. So now we need to bring in one of the cars which we want to mod. So I'm bringing in the new car. This is the car which was released today. I think it's called, there you go, the Albany V-Star Sports, or the VSTR actually, if you want to be particular, or in fact if you just want to say it correctly. So once you've brought this one in, just back out of the menus and choose to exit the vehicle. Now we need to make sure the Faggio is inside the workshop, clear of the grey line there which separates the inside and the outside. As you can see, that was nicely in, so I just give it a little shove over just to be sure, and then hop on it, and then just hit left D-pad to store this one. So once back out here, you can jump off, and now we need to take in the car which has the modifications, the paint, the wheels, all the engine mods which we want to transfer onto the unmodded car. Now once you have this set up as well guys, you could actually go ahead and mod every single car in your arena just by using the blue circle and actually transferring the cars from the lower levels up here. And the car that I actually want to take the modifications from right now is on a lower level, so I just need to move it up here into a parking space so I can go ahead and take that one into the workshop. If you have custom plates guys, I advise putting them on all the cars before you start merging, that way everything can just be saved in the workshop easily and everything will be clean. Okay, so I finally decided to use this 3D blue colour on this Thrax. I'm going to push this one onto the new Albany. So now we just need to hit right D-pad in that car, and then we get them double stacked inside the workshop like so. If they decide to play silly buggers, just give them a moment to maybe correct themselves and then just get out of it when it's in a good position. That will stop the car driving around aimlessly. So now you need to get in the car with the modifications and hit right D-pad to modify it, and just highlight down through the list. You don't actually need to purchase something, but as it's had no armor, I spent my money and put some on it anyway. So once you've either bought something or have just highlighted some options on this menu, you can go ahead and close that menu and exit the vehicle. Now you get back into the naked unmodded car at Albany, and you need to hold down the start button. and then very quickly you're going to release the start button, hit left D-pad, which will force you out of the car like so. You need to quickly go into first person and just click both sticks together to perform your quick action, emote action, and that will unstick you, and then you'll be able to move around freely. Now, we've transferred the modifications onto the car, but they haven't saved yet. So if you was to leave the arena now and come back in, those modifications would in fact be gone. Now, when you modify a car or you merge a car in this manner, the car that you've merged over actually takes the ID from the car that you merged with. Now, if you don't own custom plates and custom plates weren't already fitted to the cars that you've merged with, that means this car is in fact a dirty dupe. That means if you ever try and sell it, you will get instantly dupe detected. So you have two options. Now, I'm bringing it into the workshop now because I actually thought this was a clean plate. But when I go to change the plate, as you can see in just a moment, the option to actually change the plate name to one of my custom plates is not there. That's because this car was I got through trade, and either this car had been duplicated, it was made using a street car instead of an elegy. Either way, it means this car is a dirty duplication and there is no option for me to change the number plate. Now, if the vehicle you merged from was a vehicle you bought yourself and still had a clean plate on it, then you can simply drive the car outside of the arena, and that will put the ID back to its original ID, and then you can just go ahead and save that one in your MOC, and now that is saved as a clean car. But as you can see, I did not merge from a car that was clean. I merged from somebody else's plate which was not original. So what I have to do now is find a plate which I can change, one that is from a clean car, and I need to merge that blue colour onto a clean car first. So now I'm going to take in a car with a clean ID. This is a Tsunami plate, so that is my plate that I paid for. I know this is clean. When I go to the plate option, I can change it. That's how you know if the car is clean or not. If you don't own custom plates, it's very hard for you to tell, so I would recommend getting them if you don't already have them. So now I'm going to get back into the Albany, which has the colours which I obviously want on this car. And first I'm going to merge those onto this other vehicle. If you noticed, the Albany right now has a plate that says Hazard. That has come from somebody else and they made a dirty car when they added this plate, otherwise I would be able to change it. So I have just merged the dirty car, or the car with a dirty number plate but with the pavement I want, over the top of a car which I know is clean and has my original ID. Now, as you can see, obviously it has changed the paint and it has changed the ID to the Hazard plate, the dirty one which I can't change. So I'm just going to drive out of the arena and watch. As you drive out, you can literally see the plate change back to Tsunami, its original ID, as you drive out. So now I just called for the MOC, I take it to the MOC and save it, and that is now a completely clean car with an ID that I can change, I can sell, and that is absolutely fine to do so. This is no longer a dirty dupe. But now we have the clean paint that I wanted, and of course the clean ID and wheels, but they are on the wrong car. They've pushed onto this elegy because I needed its ID. So now simply I just need to bring that one back in. You will have to set up the Fagios once you've left the arena to save this car in the MOC. But once you bring it back in and you reset up for the merge, now you can push these colours back onto the Albany. Only this time they will be with a clean ID and this car is not dirty. I can sell it down the line if I get bored of it. It is fine to keep, it is not a dirty dupe. Though don't get me wrong, sorry, I should add, it is fine to just have a dirty dupe in your collection. That's not really a problem, but if you ever tried to sell it because you forgot that car was dirty, then you would instantly get your account flagged and be on the 1 car a day list. And if you don't like grinding and doing missions and hard work for your money, that means you're not going to get rich off duplicating anytime soon, so life can suck, so try and avoid that. Okay, so we've just hit the merge again, this time pushing the Elegy, like I say, which has the clean plate and the wheels and the paint job that we want, back onto the Albany V-Star, the STR, excuse me. But like before, now we've transferred the modifications, we still need to save it. But now this has a clean number plate, this is a number plate that I can change, which means all I have to do is take this into the workshop, change one thing, and this car is saved. And that means I could then merge every other car in my arena if I wanted to, just by bringing them up with the blue circle and just taking them into the workshop. To keep going, you just simply need to make sure there is always one vehicle inside the workshop. As long as you keep that set up, you can keep going until every car in here has been merged. And that's really all there is to it, guys. This whole merging malarkey is really not difficult once you get your head around it, and it does have different uses. Like as you can see there, I just used it to make a dirty car, a dirty dupe, into a clean one. Yeah boy, get yourself a cookie. Okay guys, we're all done here. As you can see, there's really not much to this merging game. It's really quite easy. Once you've done a few cars, you'll be going through these and knocking out cars quicker than Mitsubishi. So my Terabyte mod-in video is just uploading at the moment for any of you that might have received a modded Terabyte through Give Cars to Friends. If not, get out there, start trading, look for one. Okay, nice one for joining me people. Get out there, start merging, have fun whatever you're doing today. And as always, take it easy humans.